Alright, guys. Now, he was going to do a thing. He was all hopped up, but he comes into composure as soon as the camera comes on. It's a part of the acting thing. Because he's really thrilled out all the time. Now we're going to watch together an episode of a paranormal show. This is where I learn how to do my magics. I don't learn it from... I don't do the illusionist. I do the mentalist. And I learn a lot of my magics from paranormal documentaries. So, I may have a traveling bag that I'm just going to start socializing with my dad's friend. I can probably perform a Ouija board, seance, tarot cards, and homemade blessings. Okay. Paranormal documentary. My encounter with evil. Haunted. Haunted's where you learn about the spirits. The devil on trial. That one's a bondage freak. That's not actually a paranormal one. Haunted. There's seasons? Season 3 of Haunted. Belshazzar be with me. Oh yeah, I realized that my Buddhist talisman is most likely some guy's ninja bracelet that contains a Ming Dynasty style talisman. I got raised by Christians, so I say Buddha talisman. They insult the other religions, so they can't take any of the monetary power. But the real deal is it's called a talisman. That's called a Jewish talisman. So I have like a Ming sorcery talisman on me. Either that or it could be a Buddhist talisman, but I wouldn't know different. The ring has some significance, but I think it's actually hieroglyphics on the wrist. What the hell am I watching? Oh my god! I'm not watching you! It's supposed to be haunted. It's a show about... What the hell? They're going too far. No. They're going too far with the horror. 28 Days Haunted. I'm so pissed off with that. Catching Killers. We're not gonna watch Catching Killers. Night Stalker. It's a serial killer. Are any of these about ghosts? The Ghost Train Fire. Most of these are chalked up to sick people and like.
Two friends.
Resume. It's the alien one. The mentalist can't do much for your alien problem. But I could explain exactly what your alien problems are to you if you want me to, if you think you're being abducted by aliens. And it's likely after that the alien problem ceases. Because I know exactly what causes aliens to come into your room. Let's put some of that garbage right off. I'm free and clear of not living a normal life and having a midlife crisis in their world. Yeah, come to me and I can end your alien problems. If you think aliens are abducting you, I can let you talk to an alien. And I can talk to your alien. And I can just stop the aliens from giving you nightmares. I'll give you good advice too. So come to me for that one. I dealt with my own and on alien nightmares anymore.
Looks like there's 2 bodies that were shot. Where? We pulled into the Rocky River Reservation. We're probably...
That's one of the main things I could do with end alien abductions.
Both these people are definitely dead.
I'll save my secrets for when you ask me to, but I'll sit you down in the quietest coffee shop in town. You buy me a coffee, you tip in a little bit into my change jar, and I'll stop the aliens from abducting
someone laying down here along
the
river.
I'll give you a new monster, or you, He'll be your
I
friend
said
in
to
your
him,
dreams after I'm
you
done
should go
talking
check
to
on
him.
that guy. He doesn't
Byron
look
would be
okay.
His knees were bent, and he was facing the river. He had his eyes
Well,
open,
what you could do.
and I noticed a bullet hole in his head.
It also had appeared to have just happened because he still looked warm.
And that's when I noticed the woman laying down, face down on the bank.
You're too high to do your face.
It was
I would
really
never-
shocking
that's
just
another
to
thing I could do for
see
people,
her
stop
down
me from
there.
being abducted by
Sorry.
aliens.
I remember being in kind of a frenzy, and I was honestly stricken with fear.
It's only the first 15
So he
minutes. My
said,
smoke
please
will
just
see
go
the
back to
show,
the car. And that was when I
and then
saw
I'll
a
turn it
truck.
off. There's a pact with me that you have
With
to
a guy
actually
sitting in
find it and watch it after you see me watch something like
And that just seemed really odd.
Why, that way there's no love lost between me and Netflix.
There was also just the fear of like, did we
It's
just see
like
something that could
it's like a
potentially be
reality
putting
show
us
I
in
did
danger
most of
here?
Like,
So I called back to Kate, and I told her, call the police.
You got it. I believe everyone's in room.
Additional units responding will need to really shut down, please.
When I heard the call dispatched, I responded straight to the scene along with 3 other detectives.
do we have a foolproof way for
When we
stopping
first
the aliens
arrived,
from bothering?
We found a black
The
male
foolproof way is to
face
find
down
an
on the
innocent
grass
version of this
beside
show,
a
which
bench
is
that
William
overlooks the
Shatner's
Rocky
Weird
River.
World, which you can actually get the first season free on
and there
Tubi.
was a white female
And then you
that
fall
was
asleep
face
watching
down
it
in
every
the
night.
water about 6 feet
At
in
that
front
point,
of
the
that
alien
bench.
doesn't cause any problems. There's other the
Both of
super
the
soldiers,
victims
which
had
your guy
sustained
likes super
gunshot
soldiers,
wounds. The male
band
was
aliens,
shot twice,
and he's like a
and
hero
the
in his
female
dream.
was shot once.
Aside from the horrible
It seemed apparent that it was either a
I just
double
don't make you afraid of
murder
aliens
or it
anymore,
was a
because we
murder
usually make you
suicide.
feel afraid of aliens all the time. Or super soldiers. If you watch Weird or What while you sleep, then the alien thing goes away.
When we searched the crime scene,
Because it's William
found 3
Shatner.
shell
We do talk
casings
about
from a
aliens,
small
but they have
caliber
much of the
weapon.
bunkers on too, and you can't possibly have a nightmare watching.
and we rolled the victims over and found that there were no firearms concealed underneath them. So after we searched the area thoroughly and found no weapon present at the scene,
That's not
it
none.
was apparent that this was a murder of both of those victims.
That's the next thing to a nun a hero.
When a gun's fired, the shell casings are ejected.
Shut up
from
with the Sarge
firearm
thing. We're
before
doing
the next
women
round
and
can be fired.
Hey, I get to do
The shell
Sarge. They
casings were
switch
found
characters. Now I'm
relatively close to
Sarge.
the
I'm not
bodies,
Crazy
so that
James
told
anymore.
us that the shooter
I've been
was
doing
close to
Sarge
the
for
victims
camera
when the murders
because
occurred.
we had to fix it. Even though the Billy Idol thing was
Firearms
meant to
are
turn on
inherently more
women,
difficult to solve.
and we had to fix the
because
whole
there's
thing. So
physical
Sarge is
distance
very
between the
regimented. He's
victim
not
and the
trying to turn on
suspect,
women.
So there's no trace evidence transfer
James can
between
do
them.
it too. Jay, I let Jay do it.
As the
I
assistant
need you
prosecuting
to do it
attorney
so it
at
keeps
the
the pen
Cuyahoga
going.
County Prosecutor's Office, I was there to be available for legal questions on scene. Once the bodies were removed for later examination and an autopsy, the next step was to identify the victims, who they are, and how do they know each other.
There were 2 unoccupied cars located in the parking lot, which
Is
is
this
about
a-
100 feet from where the victims were
mystery
found.
One, or is this a cop show?
We did registration checks on those license plates and found that the sedan was registered to Kate Brown
This isn't an alien episode.
and the SUV was
Oh, yeah, some
registered
of
to
the alien
Cornell
ones have
Sledge.
murder ones, and an alien one, the murder one, they have to lend credit to all the mysteries. So this might be one where there's aliens, there's murder, and next one's aliens, some ghosts, and murder.
It was 3 a.m.
It's like a typical TV
and I
conspiracy.
see somebody
There's
shining
all
flashlights
kinds of
outside the
conspiracies,
front of
and
the
some of them
house.
aren't that outlandish.
So we went downstairs, opened the door to 2 gentlemen standing on the front step. And they said, "We have some bad news about your daughter, Kate."
They identified themselves
But
as
these
the
guys need
Metro Park
centric
detectives.
mentalist
And they showed me a sheet
childhood
that had
assholes.
Nell's photos on it.
That's what they... No, they don't.
wife was
I,
still
you
asleep.
think can't possibly all be alright.
So I told them, come on up to the kitchen, and then I went and got her. said that, hey, you know, his son had been murdered, him and another girl in the Metro Parks. And I was like, you know, how would something like that happen?
Then we found out she was with Nell. And Nell was killed too.
And that's double whammy. Really? I mean, her good friend Nell was sitting next to her, and they were both shot.
Oh, they got shot? This isn't the aliens one? What are we watching?
I was like, you sure you got the right kid? You know, this is, you know, not my kid.
I think this was the alien
take
one.
It in. And it was just strange.
Isn't this the alien one?
Because we didn't know Kate. He has friends that I don't know. He was private in that way. And the minute the police left,
The next thing I become is
that
a
was the
paranormal
worst.
investigator and
Because we
smudges
said,
and
how are we going to tell the girls? How are we going to tell her sisters?
I have had a dream for years of being a paranormal detective.
Christmas
You
1990.
get a
Yeah,
phone
when
in
I got
your
that.
home,
Kate
you
was
figure out where it's
5.
come from. I have all the magic.
Oh, now you're going to get your stockings.
I'm gonna turn off. this
Kate's trying to get
stereo.
hers down by herself.
Yeah, Kate,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
Kate.
sorry, you guys. You had to watch the police one. I thought it was the alien one. I was almost certain I'd turn on the alien one. Get all that tobacco off the screen.
Kate was the traditional little sister.
Turn it off.
Around, wanting to try on my clothes, all of those things
How
that
do I
little
turn it
sisters
off?
did. We had similar friends, similar interests, like sports.
Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't watch these anymore. I used to watch them all the time. I don't watch them anymore. That one, that's a crop circle, isn't it? It's just a giant blood stain. The House of Secret. Nope. Paranormal documentary. Hotel Cecil Low. Daily 700. Oh, the vanishing. She may be down. Actually, I can't go. Life on our planet. Investigation alien. I want the ghost one. I'm gonna watch it while I play. Meltdown on 3 Mile Island. They're all serial killer ones. Mysteries of the Faith. Life after death. Oh, it was a hatchet wielding a serial killer hitchhiker. That one, I wouldn't mind watching that. Mindhunter. Don't like watching the real ones. Stop. Well, they're all serial killer ones. None of them are about it, ghosts or aliens. This was the one I was watching. Resume. Zoom in and enhance. Now we're gonna watch this while we play Oni Row. Turn off screen. Bow. Bow. Aliens abound.
These two guys back in that room by themselves and left them.
It would have been an opportune time for them to say, gosh, you think they believed us? We maybe need to get our story straight.
Redep Cash.
But there was no change
Didn't
in the
say
story.
Redep. It said Redep Cash. Belshazzar. The mystery of the cockerel. You have a few levels where you're about to use a giant sword, my friend. Bazinga babinga. Where were we? You were at the corner of the crest of the Cockmoon Hill. Come, Belshazzar! Yes, in your earthly form. You cast a demon to aid me, a spirit that can shoot spirit rays. You will fear my wrath, you monkey. Fear me, fear me. I have the fur on my helmet. I have the demon. I possess the demon. He possesses the demon. This is for sure. This is for true. He really possesses the demon. Oh, you have to go through the place again. Oh wait, Whispering Woods. You're right.
In a more mature manner.
May the demon bless.
Talking about it, kind of gave him a little relief.
Yeah.
You know, it can't be.
Yeah, Courtney. Don't be mean to her. You do. Bully. Don't be mean.
There's
I
probably
had
some that
to,
still think he's crazy.
oh,
But
yeah,
you
you
know
don't
what
want
the
to
great
talk
thing is?
I had to quit
Honestly, I
the
think
religion
telling
because I was
his
a
story
Christian
sort
for
of
a long
set him
time for me,
free.
but now
Charlie
I was a
Hickson
Christian,
also
but
claimed to have been visited a
the,
second time in
seminary was just a
1974.
thing.
He was sitting
It
under a
got
tree
too much as in
eating an orange
being a
one
good
day,
person.
and he said he just
I
got this
had to
feeling
become
something
like a
was watching
Satanist
him.
to get the,
And he said he turned
the
around and
criminal
looked,
to
and there
go
was two
away.
of them standing right behind him.
Because
And they never came any closer.
You can't
And he
be a
said it was
Christian
just like a
without
radio that turned on in his head, that we mean you no harm,
and they tell
we
you what
will
you're supposed to suffer.
be back.
And
He
it's just,
said
the pain isn't
all of a
good
sudden
with
they
the
were
suffering
gone.
and
Just
being a
boom, that
Christian.
fast.
So from here, I
My daddy was one of the first that was captured by a
have gone
UFO.
away.
He stuck to his word.
All
Today,
the
God
great
never changed never anything.
race.
That's good enough for me.
Ozzy Osbourne was a great book of life.
You can't live a normal life.
Says the thing
You
is,
always got to learn about your
the
dreams.
pain hurts stuff.
Lived through this. I know it's been hard on her. She hadn't got much credit for putting up with me through the whole thing. Really, I didn't do her right because I waited a long time to talk to her about it. 18 years. No, more than that.
More than 18, darling.
Yeah. How do you tell somebody that you love something like that? Where they think you're an idiot or something?
This is the marker that was dedicated in my father and
So
Calvin
I took
Parker
the route of
across from where the actual incident happened. And I'm very proud of it. And it's a legacy for him. My dad was to me a super man. And I miss him dearly.
The marker brought not only for a community that I think at the time didn't
But
believe,
we can be in love regardless of whether I'm a Christian or whether
so we
I'm
laid that out.
an Ozzy Osbourne style Antichrist book.
Mr. Calvin.
Isn't that right? Because I can't really be a Christian anymore.
And I thought it was a big honor.
I mean,
And I told one in when I die, just scatter my ashes right around the marker. Because I have a marker there. People will be able to come and visit.
Mr. Charlie's family was there as well, and they got a chance to talk about their life growing up with the whole scenario.
Well, they must have had European influence. I can see it being them to have European
Charles
influence.
Hickson and Calvin Parker is so unique that it cannot be ignored as part of our culture.
If it wasn't off limits in history class,
Third Fridays are events that are held in the downtown area. Bands, food trucks.
She said in the history class that it hurts people's feelings. We don't tell people what's happening in different parts of the world
I believe as a city we need to celebrate that story.
during different times. So you can't find out what's happening in Japan
The blow up green
in
ones.
the medieval
As tall as
ages.
him, I've got actually one taller.
They don't talk about that.
That we have
It's
to
taboo
sort
to
of
that.
tie, to one of the poles. There's one in just about every
And during
business.
the medieval times.
This is just the cover of the first book that Mr. Parker wrote. I have bigger ones that he signed, and only a few people got one, and I happen to be one of them, so I was very proud of that. This is in the 70s, early 70s. Times were different. I think people were more open-minded now.
Bottom line is, they were a couple of shipyard workers that did not ask for this, and that it just occurred and had no reason why it occurred. But I think it's very good that they both have been able to come forward and say, yes, this happened. Yes, we were part of it. Believe it or not, it happened.
I don't not believe it. I could not rule that out. You know, when you think about it, and this is probably why Pascagoula reacted like it did. You think about it, it will rock your world. If you really believe that it happened, then it shouldn't change your whole life. It certainly changed theirs.
My daddy, he always wondered why he was the chosen one. He didn't understand why they would want to chose him as just an old country boy. Thought about that a lot.
If I was gonna lie about it, this Lieutenant Holmes had for sure come clean. You don't want to go meet your maker and have all that on you. I really wasn't planning on it. I figured the Lord had his reasons for doing things.
Successful
And
blunder.
if it's good enough for him,
Who knows what really happened on that river all those years ago? But for Charlie and Calvin, and many others in Pascagoula, there is no question.
You look at space at night time, if you can get away from light, you can see thousands of stars. As far as we can tell right now, they ain't found the end of it yet. So you can't tell me there's not something out there somewhere. How can my daddy believe that?
I know there's other worlds out there with life on it, and someday everyone will know that to be a fact, without any doubt.
Get him.
Ready to go.
Great.
Now we need a real Elder Scrolls Diablo with all the stealth and everything of Elder Scrolls to be made for cell phones. The nerds that have games made by Dixon of them have to get the fuck on getting the profession guys to make it. Get on them. Tell me one Elder Scrolls Diablo on cell phone.
Everyone knows in our area about the plantations and them being haunted or visited by people that have lived here before. But I never opened myself up to ghosts or anything like that. We came over here to visit a friend, and we planned to go to dinner. After the dinner, my husband wanted to do the tour.
They'll do it eventually.
We walked into this room, and I'm taking pictures, no flash. Not expecting to see anything. I ended up, taking pictures this way. And obviously having to go around the bed, taking pictures and heading out the door. And that was the last. So it was like during the week, after work, after dinner, sitting on the couch and remembering that we had been to Myrtle, flipping through some of the pictures, and they were horrible. They were brown and blurry and smeary. But then I roll into one of them that was really shocking. So this is the picture of, it looks like this pane. The image is much smaller than if a person was standing near it. So the size doesn't really make sense. The Myrtles Plantation is a place with a dark and complicated past. For over 40 years, visitors have flocked to its grounds, wanting to experience the paranormal activity said to occur here.
Baby boo.
Welcome to the Myrtles. My name is Hester Eby, and I'll show you around a little bit. This is one of my favorite rooms, the main dining room. You say the Myrtles Plantation, you say haunted house. But it's so much more to it, so much more. And I've learned that through the years.
Myrtles has always been known and referred to as one of America's most haunted homes.
Flashlight just turned on its own. As we sleep, the strange noises intensify. I legit felt somebody straight up whispering.
The Myrtles is located here in St. Francisville, Louisiana, just about 25 miles north of Baton Rouge. It's a small, quaint, bed and breakfast type community that packs a mighty punch with a lot of charm and there's a lot of character.
This is the French bedroom. This room holds all of the original pieces. Our dolls are just a bit of our decorations, but a lot of people have stories, especially the dolls that you'll find in the Fannie Williams room. A lot of people get a little paranoid. They say that they change directions. People have told me, it's someone over there. You may not see them, but they're over there. And I believe them. Or some people may leave and say, do you really believe in this? And I'll say, yes, I do. My history of the Myrtles began with needing a job years ago, looking through the phone book, and I dropped it, and it fell on Myrtles Plantation Home.
Sweep.
A house was built in 1796. A man named General David Bradford built it. He led the Whiskey Rebellion in Pennsylvania. So he came here to Louisiana running for his life. This is to give you an idea of how General Bradford looked. And like any father, he arranged for his daughter's marriage. And he thought the man suitable for her was a man named Judge Clark Woodruff. He married the General's daughter, Sarah. He took over, changed the name from Laurel Hill to the Myrtles because of their love for great myrtle trees.
I came to be the owner of the Myrtles Plantation because I grew up here. I suppose I was born into it. My family purchased the property in '92. I was 8 months old. They were really intrigued with the idea of moving onto the property and making it home. They thought it would be cute to raise an infant at a sleepy bed and breakfast in the country, and little did they know.
Oh, you need
My
to be
parents knew that Myrtles had been known as one of America's most haunted homes when they purchased the property in '92. I don't know that they were necessarily big believers of that. I've definitely had a couple of experiences, mostly related to just like seeing things out of my peripherals and just something just very descriptive that I was certain that I was seeing and that I could describe the experience that I was having and then it would go away.
Some people sense things. They don't have to see so much because they can sense it. And I feel sometimes if I can turn around fast enough, it's someone right by my side. But I can't move fast enough to see them. Or out of the corner of my eyes, someone is there. Sometimes it's a fragrance. Sometimes it's just the feel. Or that rocker rock. Did you see that? Yeah, I saw it. Explain it? I can't.
The tower build.
This photo is one that was taken
Come
by my
get
mom
some
in late 1992.
chicken, sugar bomb.
He was taking photos on the property for insurance purposes. They were just working on reinsuring the property for the following year. And she wasn't to have any people in her photos, so she had chosen to do it on a day that she was there by herself. She took these photos, submitted them to insurance, and they called her back. And there was a person in one of her photos.
Thank you for picking it up, Bill.
My folks were a bit skeptic of the whole paranormal activity of the property whenever they purchased it, and I think this was the shift for them.
Historically accurate, and they weren't actually
paranormal investigator, which I have a group that we investigate houses belonging to families that are being bothered by things that go bump in the night. My wife and I decided to come here on our 10th anniversary to spend the night. And all of a sudden the windows right there in front of us, they started vibrating violently, and there's no mechanism around that would cause that. And I went up to touch the window, and right before I touched it, it stopped. And then I step outside and I take a picture. Now, I didn't see it at the time, but when I developed the film later on, there appears to be a little girl climbing out of the window.
tube.
And you can see her hairline, you can see the puffy sleeves. But most of the things that occur here are very subtle, they're audible. You might put your glass down on a table and you turn to do something, and that glass might be 6 inches over. Or you might take off your earrings and you put earrings on and you find out one of them is missing. Supposedly one of the spirits here is very OCD. If you move things, she'll put it back. My wife, she's a skeptic, but except for this place. But my other ghost investigations, she's always honest.
Now, how do my Asian ladies feel about me
things to me that I should. I mean, I'm so
being this offensive in an ancient world that's all Japan? How do you like my Fu Manchu mustache? I don't know, they love you. The Fu Manchu mustache makes them uncomfortable, but not in a really bad way. I get the whole deal.
One time we were waiting for a group to go in the house, and it was a little girl with her mother. I greeted her, and she said, "Why are you dirty?" And so I looked down, trying to make sure. So I looked fairly decent, and she said, "Are you hungry?" And she was very serious. It was time for them to go in the house, and as I walked them to the door, she had turned around and she was looking back when we were talking earlier. And her mother and I realized she was not talking to me. She was talking to someone else. She was looking at someone beyond me. And whoever that person was may have been a little dirty, and perhaps they looked like they were hungry. There is an opening with kids that adults don't have. We've learned to question everything, and children just don't do that. I don't know who she saw. I cannot say it was Chloe. I cannot say it was not another house servant, but I do know she was not talking to me.
The little girl on tour is not alone. Other guests have caught sight of what they perceive to be a ghost, called Chloe.
Yeah, remember, I'm going to tell you the name of this documentary.
In the early 1800s.
After I'm done watching on camera, then you got to watch yourself.
Judge Woodruff.
You got to make the change in your life to watch the things you hear about the internet.
Her left ear is
I don't know, otherwise some might sue me or something.
To cover
I just can't play video games all day without enjoying myself the way I play them.
Enslaved her, but
I double tap.
abusing her
So you're gonna have to actually,
She knew she had to go along with it because
you know what I
if she
mean?
didn't, she'd be out working in
Watch
the
some
fields,
of the
which
shit
was
I
the
play.
hardest and worst labor on the plantation.
I like that one. But if some people do, they'll be like, oh, it's that first episode.
It is said that she had one of her ears cut off in punishment for that.
It's just some people.
And then the story goes, she was spending most of her time plotting what she could do to make herself important to the family.
Do I sell it or
She
scrap it?
decided she would bake a birthday
You got the master build right now. You don't have to level anything up for a while to sell it all.
a popular but poisonous oleander.
Some people believe it was just to make them sick, so that she could nurse the family back to health and prove how important she was. Others believe that it was done out of revenge, that she had put the poison in the cake to kill the family. Sarah at the time was said to have been pregnant with her third child. The children and Sarah ate the cake, and instead of getting sick, the poison killed them.
After confessing, Chloe was hung, and they believed if they weighed down a body in the river, the spirit could not rise and harm anyone. Well, something went wrong that night. Her spirit is certainly here. A lot of people spend the night, they have a very quiet night. Others do not. Others claim that they see her.
And the fucking,
The story of Chloe
is
one of the Myrtles most famous, but the recorded history surrounding it leaves some unanswered questions.
Because my guy's a demon possessed bad guy. Oh, Fox. Oni helm.
When I was writing a book about very famous places in the United States that are said to be haunted,
I have the Fox Oni.
to come here
Now
to
my
the
guy
Myrtles
has
plantation.
powers of the Fox as well.
I call myself a skeptic, but I'm not a cynic,
Yeah, break
so
down
I
those other
try
ones
to
and
keep
put
an
this
open
one right
mind.
here.
The first time I came here, I did a tour during the day,
And the 24
and then I did one at night time as well. It seems like every tour I go on, there are new stories about new ghosts, so it's constantly being added to, constantly evolving.
The most famous ghost story connected to the Myrtles, unfortunately, is the one that doesn't have much authenticity behind it, and that's the story of Chloe. She's been seen many times as a woman wearing
35
a green
minutes.
wrap
Now
or
we're going to
green
go hang
turban
out with the
around her
Master
head.
Wizards.
In the 1950s, when Marjorie Munson took over this plantation and she started to hear some of the ghost stories, she was told about her experience with a woman in the house who wore a green turban or a green wrap around her head. And this story sort of stuck around, that there was a ghost who haunted the house. She seemed to be the resident spirit here, a woman in a green turban. Well, when the story of Chloe was created out of thin air, it was using the story of the ghost with the green turban, even though the descriptions didn't match. But we don't want to let facts get in the way of a good story. At least that's what happened.
So initially, she was a little old French lady who wore a green dress. And then as time has worn on, she has become a young French-Canadian nanny who wears a green bonnet. Sometimes she's said to be white, other times she's said to be black. In some stories, she's said to be young and beautiful. In other stories, she's a large, older woman.
There are numerous issues with this story, not the least of which is there's no record that the Woodruff family ever had a slave named Chloe. There are records of their other slaves written down by name, but there's no Chloe in the records.
See you later,
I think there are
guys.
so many different versions of Chloe
It's a good play.
because Chloe needs to
I'm
fit
going
in
places.
with
I got
our
everything
time.
worked
If we
out
go
in
back
this play.
further in time, there's more of a
As long as you
connection
keep a
to
really good weapon.
French-Canadian
And
history.
then I got my own
And so back in the 1920s and the
As
1940s,
a demon.
that would have made sense as a ghost. Whereas today, what's one of
To
the
the
worst things
form
we
of a
can
crow.
think about in
The
society? It's
spirit, the demon
racism.
summoned form.
It's enslavement.
He's amazing.
So
He's
I
amazing.
think that
He even has the
the ghost is
powerful
always
good
really a
magic
figment
to
of
lift him down.
our imagination connected to our times.
I love you. I'm letting you
I
do
think
your
that's
show.
probably what
I find
bothered
that
me more
really
than
fun.
anything else about this place when I first came here, looking for authentic history and realized that the history that was being